Welcome into Talking Fitchburg, and today we're talking with the Fitchburg Historical Society, and we have a special guest with them as well, and it's the Fitchburg Fire Department. So welcome to both of you today, and today we're talking about a meeting coming up, or an event, I should say, coming up on October 8th at 1:30. So we're missing the Packer game. You're not overlapping, so you'll be okay. You can hit that and the Packer game on that day.
Exactly.
So what do we have going on that day?
So, well, first of all, thank you so much for having us on FACTv today. We always enjoy, as the Fitchburg Historical Society, having an opportunity to talk about our events and what's going on. So I'm Catherine Schneider, one of the board members for the Fitchburg Historical Society, and we wanted to let everyone know that we're having a special program on October 8th, which is going to be at 1:30 in the afternoon, Sunday, 1:30 in the afternoon, with the Fire Department, Fitchburg Fire Department being our featured event, being featured there. And we want to really highlight the history of the service of the Fitchburg Fire Department and how much they do for our community and gratitude for them. So our timing has to do with coinciding with the October being Fire Prevention Month, of course, and also that it's also the opening has taken place of the new fire station in the northeast part of Fitchburg. So that's so significant for the city of Fitchburg and new things that are happening here and services that are provided by the fire department. So we think it's the perfect time to look at it from the point of view of where things have been in the fire department, where they are now, and maybe where we're heading into the future too. And we're inviting everyone to come. We love to have as many people as can be there to join us, and before the Packer game, so both things can take place on that Sunday afternoon.
Perfect.
Enjoy both events, and a special invitation really to the firefighters, present, current firefighters, and former firefighters to come and join us to honor them and what they've done here in Fitchburg through the years. So really an appreciation for them too.
Well, it seems like a really cool event, and here as a special guest is Adam Dorn from the Fitchburg Fire Department. So welcome. Thanks for coming in today.
Thanks for letting me back in.
Of course, always got to let him back in the door. So, keep us going here with the fire department. So why don't you give us a little sneak peek at what you're going to talk about or do that day at this event?
Yeah, it's been a real pleasure to try and figure out what the history is of our department. What's interesting about our department is that we're not very old. We're almost 50.
Right.
Most departments in the state, that have been around quite a while have been here almost over 100 years on average. So for us, we're a young department. We're really young. So that's kind of interesting looking back, going, wow, we've only had 8 chiefs over the course of those roughly 50 years. I mean, there's a lot of other places that have had much more than that or they might have 8 chiefs in a 10-year period, who knows? So it's different kind of when we look back at that, but we're going to kind of cover some of those basic things. How did it form? Who started it? Who was our first chief? Who have been the chiefs, and how long were they here? Where are they at now? That kind of stuff. We could go anywhere we wanted to with this presentation, and we reached out to the board members and we said, what do you guys want to know? Because we could go anywhere, and it's been really awesome working with the Historical Society so far, because they've been able to give us about 10 to 12 questions that they'd like to know answers to. Okay. And when we looked at that, said, yeah, those are some really good questions. Kind of like, what is it like going through the budget system, through the budget process, and how does that work? What about mutual aid? What is that? How does that work? Do you get money from other communities to help them at their fires? So those are some of the interesting questions
those are good questions.
Yeah, I'm sitting there going, boy, I guess I should really, understand how to present that to someone else, because being on the inside, we just know it.
Right.
So how do you explain that to someone else? So that's always really cool to be able to kind of go back and sit and think from a different angle. Okay, if I was completely from the outside, how would I have to explain this? So those are some of the questions we're going to look at. I've been talking with Chief Pulvermacher. He is planning on attending that day, so that'll be pretty
Awesome.
cool.
Yeah.
Especially for the fact that he comes from outside the department. He knew a little bit about our department to start with, right? But now he's got a whole new take on where we're going to go.
Right.
And, when you ask a firefighter, where is the department going to go? Well, we can tell you certain things, but let's get the word right from the guy that's in charge about where are we going to go in the future? What is his vision, right? I mean, we have our vision as well, and we believe what the chief is informing us, and we support all of it. But sometimes our vision may not be exactly the same as the chief's. And if he's going to be our leader and take us forward, we need to, I think it'd be best to get that information straight from him. So he's going to be there to help us with that. And also, we may even have some other special guests as far as we're hoping on being able to bring in Chief Fund, who was the very first chief of Fitchburg. So
Oh, that'd be really neat.
that would be cool. So we're hoping he's able to join us that day, and there might be some other special guests as well.
Awesome. Well, it sounds like a fun, packed day. Again, that day is Sunday, October 8th at 1:30 down at the Fitchburg Public Library. So you can still hit that, still hit the Packer game. You won't miss anything, but come on down. Sounds like it's going to be a really good time, some special guests, and really good information if you don't know anything about the fire department, and just to get history. History is always cool to learn about anything, but especially a fire department that, like you said, is very young. So
Yes.
just to learn how that's come in 50 years or so.
Right.
So, well, thank you, both of you, for coming on today, and hopefully your event goes well. We'll keep everyone informed of the events coming up again October 8th, and we'll see you all next month.
Sounds
All right?
good.
Thanks for coming in.
Thanks.
All right, we'll be taking a break next. We'll be wrapping up the show next on Talking Fitchburg.